This morning we've come to one of my wife's favourite places in the world, certainly one of the favourite places of hers in Chiang Mai. We've come to the Khum Tiang market, which is the garden centre market, so everything you need for your garden at home is available here. So we're just going to go for a bit of a walk around here and have a look to show you the wonders of Khum Tiang market in Chiang Mai. It's absolutely huge. Probably won't walk all the way, we'll drive the car as well. The markets were started on this location about 36 years ago. The original plot of land it occupied was about 15 acres, but now it's almost doubled to 25 acres. And it started with just 36 shops and stalls, but now there's over 240 of them. And you can visit Khum Tiang market between 8 AM and 6 PM every day of the week. You'll find it just tucked behind the Lotus that's to the north of the city on the highway. So if you're coming along that way, you go just past the Lotus and take a left and then take the next left at the traffic light. Or if you're coming from the old city, you come off the northeast corner of the moat and head up there through a couple of stoplights and then turn as you're going into the back of the Tesco Lotus supermarket, and you'll find this sprawling maze of shops and display areas selling all manner of things, from fountains to soil to pots, plastic and otherwise, rocks and pavers and stones and decorations and pipes and tools and irrigation equipment, and of course plenty of plants. We've just stopped to have a bit of a look here at the paver shop. So there's all kinds of pavers and slate and sand and rocks, all kinds of things. And the staff here are always really helpful. In every shop that I've been to, people are looking out for your needs and always willing to help. If you buy anything, they're going to be delivering it to the car or to your truck for you. At times I've bought concrete pots and they've asked me, do I want a hole drilled in the bottom of it? They'll drill the hole in the bottom. I prefer to get them to do it, because if it breaks, they will supply another one with a hole in it that's not broken. There's something for everyone for sure. And it's good. It's a great location. And it's really easy if we're coming, if we need something in particular for the garden, if we're not sure where to get it, we can find it here. If somebody doesn't have something, then they will turn it around and let you know where to find it. So there's plenty of options. You got little pots to hang on the wall, you got larger pots, you've got pots that will help keep your plant irrigated for you, the classic Thai brooms, and then all sorts of funky decorations as well that are pretty cool. Everything you need for your garden, and some great tools. I love the tools here. There's some really good, solid, old school hand tools. And then seeds, plenty of options, lots of variety for green leafy vegetables, and the ever popular chilies, and all kinds of seeds for your vegetable garden are available. More pots and watering cans and seed trays. Feeders for your chickens. We don't have any chickens yet, but we'll be getting some soon, hopefully. And then you got coconut husk hangers for your plants as well. And then bags of coconut husk in different sizes and textures. This is a good amendment for soil or for just using as mulch around pot plants. And then, of course, shop selling plants. All these are shade plants, shade loving plants, lots of nice ferns in there. And you even get fake grass here. Different textures. And then opposite there, we've got real grass. This is the best way to buy grass in Thailand. It's much easier than growing it from seed. This is how we produce the lawn that we've got out the front of our place. Is we bought a truckload of this type of grass. It's already thriving, it's all healthy, it has a small layer of soil underneath it, and you just open it out and put it down on the area that you want the lawn to be, and then roll it on, put some pressure on it, and especially if you do it during the rainy season, it just takes off. Here we've got all kinds of plastic sheeting. It's very helpful. And oyster shells, these are often used as a slow release form of calcium amendment for your garden. And then all kinds of wire decorations for your garden, little bits of tacky sculpture there. If it's what you like, that's your thing. Not for me, thanks, but they're kind of cute. They work well in some gardens. Having a bit of a look around, we always go for a slow drive and just check out what's available, what's there, what's in season, what's looking good. And we've got a few favourite spots here. We've got a few places that we regularly stop to buy bits and pieces of either accessories or plants for the garden or tools or rocks. But there are so many little shops and bigger shops that we haven't really explored yet. And it's always just fun to have a bit of time just to spend to look around and see what's there and find some new stuff, or find some, maybe a place that's got a better quality plant or whatever that you're looking for. And then fountains are in abundance too. There's quite a number of shops that have fountains and garden ornaments with running water, and they're pretty cool, they're pretty nice to see and to listen to. And then you've got other funky things, beautifully made wooden sculptures with a little bit of a cowbell type thing knocking away there on the water wheel. It just provides a little bit of ambience for a garden space, and in the right place. It's pretty cool. And flowering plants, there's tons of them. And they take a lot of water. I can't imagine how much water is used in this whole market every single day. There are some rather large water towers about, so the water's well supplied. There's a lot of work goes into making this place look fantastic. The plants on display always look super healthy. Of course they've got to, they're not going to sell much if they don't look healthy, but it takes a lot of care, and they're vigilant staff. There's always a lot of people around that are looking after them, giving them water and just taking care of the plants. And I'm often amazed at how inexpensive things can be. If it's something that's pretty normal, it's a fairly common sort of a plant, then the prices are going to be super cheap. If it's something that's a little bit unusual, a little bit new, it's going to be a bit more expensive, of course. My wife's favourite shop at Khum Tiang here, I think. She knows the owner. We have purchased quite a few plants from this lady, and she always gives us a good price and really looks after us, and has a great variety too. And my wife loves this place because this lady specialises in fragrant plants. They are going to be trees and shrubs that have beautiful smelling flowers usually, and she told me that probably 90% of what we have in our garden that's fragrant has come from this shop. It's run by Khum Tiang, and her and Pansar have gotten to know each other a bit, and she certainly knows what Pansar likes and will make recommendations each time she goes there. Or if Pansar's looking for something in particular, she'll ask if Khum Tiang has it available, and if she doesn't, she'll make a note of it and give Pansar a call when she has it in stock. It's quite wonderful how Pansara has managed to design the smells that you'll experience when you walk through the gardens here at Suansuk Homestay. Some are more prevalent in the morning, some will be releasing their aromas in the late afternoon and evening, but I'm often just overjoyed as I walk around the garden and enjoy the aromas that are being released by all these beautiful flowering shrubs and trees that we have here. And Kundal really knows her plants. She really knows what she's got in stock and the detail about them and what conditions they need, what amount of water and feeding and sunlight, things like that. And she's always happy to share this information.
ตัวนี้มันไม่ใช่พวกอินทนิลบ้านฮาวมันเป็นลูกผสมมันจะจ้ะมันจะไม่ติดไอ้ลูกๆเหมือนไอ้อินทนิลหรือกระแบกอ่ะอันนี้เขาเรียกอะไรคะอันนี้ม่วงซาหลีอันนี้ชมพูซาหลีม่วงสวยเนาะจ้ะมันเป็นพุ่มเหรอคะมันเป็นพุ่มค่ะมันเป็นพุ่ม interesting but this one doesn't have smell นะมันออกดอกทั้งปีดีกว่ายี่เข่งอ่ะยี่เข่งมันจะดอก can have flower all year
อ๋อครับผม
สวยดีเนาะ
Yeah, it's very pretty.
อันนี้150อ่ะจ้ะมันเป็นตัวผสมพันธุ์ใหม่อันนี้เหมือนกันเหรอคะใช่ค่ะแล้วที่มันจี่กำลังพร้อมออกนี่เนาะโอ้มันเป็นพุ่มใช่ไหมคะค่ะแต่มันไม่ได้เป็นต้นมันเป็นต้น
Yeah, Kundal was just telling Pansara about how this plant will grow, how big it will grow, how much it will spread out.
มันไม่ได้เป็นต้นเยอะแต่มันสูงกว่าต้นนี้นะค่ะสูงอยู่ค่ะโอเคดันมันจะเป็นพุ่งเหมือนกับหางนกยุงบ้านเราอ่ะ
And then, yeah, introducing her to these ones here, which are lovely flowering plants that bloom during the hot season predominantly. And that's something I've learned to really love about Thailand, the number of plants, especially trees, that will bloom, that will give their flowers during the hottest and driest time of the year, which is usually pretty dull in the landscape. Everything's fairly brown and might go and find something else to do. She could be here for hours, and very happily so too. And no matter how many times I've been here or how long I spend here, each time I go, I know that I've never discovered everything. I've never seen as much as I possibly can. So it's always exciting to come back again and have a little bit more time to explore and see what there is to discover at Khum Tiang Market. Khum Tiang Market is the largest outdoor garden market in the whole of the north of Thailand, and it's certainly one of the most interesting markets that there are in Chiang Mai. It's completely different than any of the other markets because its sole focus is on gardening, so you can go there and find everything that you need for your garden. And certainly if you can't find it on one particular day, there'll be somebody that will order whatever you need and it'll be there within a short space of time. You can come back and pick it up. One place I didn't actually visit when we were there on this day was my favourite bamboo shop. There's one shop that I'll link to in a video that I've made about buying bamboo here that has all kinds of varieties of bamboo. Because I've already covered it, I didn't think I'd do it again, but it's just a great shop that I really enjoy because I love my bamboo. But I did find some other bamboo, we'll see that in a minute. Incredible variety and an incredible number of different types of plants for different conditions, some for bigger gardens, some for smaller gardens, some more suitable for larger gardens and some more suitable for a porch garden for apartment dwellers. And it's been interesting to see over the years coming here that some of the shops have grown and really developed in size based on plants that people have become more interested in as they've become trendy. And of course there's endless numbers of terracotta pots. And this is one of the stores that has grown and really developed over time. Pansar said the lady that owns this one has got a number of shops in this market. and it's pretty special because it is the best place to go if you like buying cacti. So it's a lot of cactus and succulent here, and we've seen this shop grow and develop and become totally focused on cacti and succulents over the last 10 years or so. Don't know what these ones are called, but I love them. I did have one sitting on the porch for a while and got too big for up there, and I planted it in the ground, but it's died, unfortunately. I think it was the spot that I put it was possibly just too wet, and being a succulent, it doesn't like that. So I'll have to find another small one and try again, because it was a delight to have it growing on the porch. And so coming into the shop now, you can just see the variety of succulents and cacti that they've got. Just beautiful specimens in all shapes and sizes. These are Khum Tiang cactus, the Thai people call them. They're really beautiful, but you'd have to be pretty careful with them. They're nasty with spikes. They're really big, mean spikes, those ones. But all cacti, you've got to be careful with the spikes, because even the ones with the small spikes, they can be some of the worst. They're certainly the hardest to get out of your skin. But this is one of the plants that has become very, very popular in Thailand over the past 4 or 5 years or so. And then these are popular too, these succulents. But cacti have become incredibly popular, and hence the shop has just grown and got an immense amount of stock in it. It's amazing. Where's my wife? Is she here? She's still busy. Okay. I'll have to go and find something else to do. I don't want to interrupt her. Hopefully she's not spending too much money. We've only got so much space in the car for plants. At times when my wife comes to Chiang Mai on her own, she'll come back home with a car that's literally full of plants. There's no space. And sometimes in the trunk there's extra stuff, bags of dirt or stones or gardening things, and then on the inside of the car it'll be full of plants. Just delightful. We're not big on flower gardens. We don't have many flowers in the garden except for on the trees and the shrubs. And we've recently just bought some canna lilies that I really enjoy, and Pansar's also growing them from seed because they seem to grow pretty easily from seed. So I'm looking forward to planting more of those in the garden. And of course in Thailand you're always going to find loads and loads of beautiful orchids, all kinds of shapes and sizes and colours, and this shop seems to specialise in this particular type. I can't remember the name of these ones, this style, but with very open petals and beautiful colours. Lovely healthy looking flowers on them. Amazing design, incredibly beautiful design. We have a collection of orchids here that my mother-in-law actually came and strapped a whole lot of them to the trees. She has got a bit of a touch for knowing the growing conditions that orchids like, and so she's tied a number of them to some of our bigger trees here. I need to go around shortly and re-tie them because they're coming a bit loose. The string that she tied them with has deteriorated, so we need to tie those on again. But it's lovely having orchids in the garden that just are in a very natural environment and a natural habitat, and they just flower from time to time when the conditions are right. So let's jump in the car again and drive a little bit more, see what we can see along the way. You know, it's 25 acres, it's a little bit too much to spend too much of the time walking from one place to another. We had a few different stores that we wanted to visit, a few different places that we wanted to pick some stuff up at, and certainly, as always, to do a bit of window shopping just to see what's there and see what's in season and in stock. It's good coming here earlier in the morning. It's usually quieter. There's a bit more activity with deliveries happening in the morning, but it's certainly cooler. It's a nice time of day to get there because in the middle of the day and in the afternoon it can be baking hot at this market, and certainly in the rainy season it's more likely to rain in the afternoon. You can see the storm clouds there, but we had a nice morning there. It was cool, it was clear, it wasn't raining, and we just enjoyed driving around and walking around a bit and making the video. But yeah, very, very pleasant in the morning when it's cooler, and as you can see, there's not a lot of people around. There's not a lot of customers around yet. It can get pretty busy in there, get people driving slowly looking for what they want, and they can, parking gets a little bit erratic sometimes. It can get a little bit difficult to maneuver these delivery trucks here, and people coming and going and just parking without really paying attention to where they're stopping. But it's all very peaceful and very nice, so you just take your time. Everybody's cool about it, and just enjoy the time being there. Now these structures here, these poles are kind of odd. I had no idea what they were for. And Panther asked me, did I know what they're for? I said, no. And she said this is in the past where they would show off the fighting roosters. They'd somehow get the roosters up, somehow being elevated. They're quite tall, these poles, and they'd put the roosters up the top and they'd crow a lot. They'd really open their lungs out, and the people that were interested in buying would count the number of times the rooster would crow in succession, and that would give them a good indication that that rooster's got a good pair of lungs, so it must be nice and strong. But we don't think this is used anymore. Certainly the grass underneath it, the area underneath it, hasn't had any use for a long time. There's nobody been walking there or doing business there by the looks of it. And the rooster fighting is something that is dwindling. It's not something that young people are so interested in, apparently. And probably in the last sort of 15 years or so since the bird flu scare happened, it has become less common, and certainly having a lot of poultry around in a very public area is less common than it used to be. But these structures are there, and just serve as a reminder to maybe a time past that is a fading part of Thai culture, which is not a bad thing in my opinion, because rooster fighting is pretty cruel. A lot of the time I was told in Thailand when they fight roosters they don't let them damage each other. It's not the cruelest form of the pastime, the sport if you like, because the birds are so valuable, they pay so much for them, that they will not let them damage each other, but there's some sort of a points-based system that they will use when they're placing bets and deciding whose rooster is the winner. Here's a shop we often stop at. It's got lots of great herbs, both foreign herbs and Thai herbs, and all manner of different little bits and pieces that you can find here. So we've been trying to grow rosemary for a long time, but it's really difficult, so we keep coming back here to buy some more and try again. We have a bit of an ongoing challenge to grow good foreign herbs like rosemary, thyme, oregano, things like that. And over the years I've struggled with it. Pansa's now helping me a bit more, and we're just experimenting with keeping them in pots more because they seem to do better in pots than they do in the ground. And at times we think we've found an ideal location, getting the right amount of sun and the right amount of rain or not rain, and then at different times of the year, especially during the raining season, it seems they just give up and die. So we really need to just keep pressing in and figuring out the environment that they like. Certainly the people that run this shop have got it figured, because yeah, they've got such a great variety here. A lot of these are Thai herbs, so they are more suited to the environment and to the climate. But like this with the rosemary, it's just fantastic. But I've never been able to grow rosemary like this in Thailand. This plant's for sale. It's been sitting there for quite a long time. I think they keep it really, really careful. They must know the exact balance of food and the right conditions, the right amount of light, the right amount of watering. And these ones here are all under shelter, so they're not getting the rain. But it's a great little shop that's right on the corner of the main street partway down, and they have a fabulous selection of both foreign herbs and local herbs. I was interested in what this was. I wasn't sure, I couldn't see a sign. I think it might be neem. There wasn't anyone around to ask. Beautiful pots, absolutely gorgeous. Big and small, all shapes and sizes and colours and designs. Not something that we've got a lot of in our garden, but they're nice to see, and maybe sometime in the future we'll add some more. Some type of grass there. I wasn't sure if it was the vetiver grass or if it was lemongrass or what. Some beautiful examples of hanging plants there too, which is lovely. We don't have many hanging plants in our garden because we get such strong winds here that it doesn't really work very well unless they're in a particularly sheltered spot. We've got some hanging ferns at the front of the house now, but the house shelters them from the predominant winds, from the prevailing winds. And this lovely little short bamboo and some manuka there. That's a fabulous New Zealand native plant, that one.
ต้องดูว่าเขาทำไซส์ไหนให้หิ้งอะเนาะมันจะมีไซส์
ครับ
ไซส์ใหญ่
See you soon.
มันจะมีไซส์เล็ก
I'd found a couple of things that I wanted to pay more than just a little look at, so I went to get my wallet and went back to buy some more bamboo. This light coloured one here that I'm buying 3 more of, I've had some of that in the past and I've planted it out the back, but I'd like some more. I do actually like having it on the porch. I had a conversation with someone once who said that, oh, this is not bamboo, this is grass. And I said, well, bamboo is grass. He said, yeah, but this is grass, it's not bamboo. I'm not sure what the story was there, but it certainly looks like bamboo to me. It's very short, it grows less than a metre tall.
ต้นนะต้น
And then this one was a new one to me, but it's another short variety of bamboo. I just bought a single pot of it just to try it out, but if it grows well, if it's going to be happy here, I might go back and find some more because it's very pretty. I like it a lot. I think it could be well used in our garden to help shape another little area. And I'm sure I can always find space for a little bit more bamboo. Relatively inexpensive too. I got the 3 light coloured ones with 30 baht each, which is about $1 each, and the other one was 80 baht, so a little bit more expensive, like $2.50. So pretty inexpensive.
Bên 170 นะ
ครับ
เป็น200 500
ครับผมขอบคุณครับ Not sure what these yellow flowers are called, but there was a lot of them around. It must be the right season for them to be blooming. Just gorgeous hanging flowers there. We've got one of these in our garden. We've got 2 actually. One of them I need to move because it's under the shelter of another tree and it's not doing well, but the other one is thriving. It's looking beautiful. I've finished shopping for today. I've got enough of what I needed. Pansar's happy with her purchases. The car wasn't quite full, but as we drove away I heard something rattling in the back of the car, and I asked her, is there something in there? She said, She'd bought some pavers for down by the pizza oven because we were cooking pizza the other day and it was quite wet under there and too muddy, so we're going to put some pavers down. So I've got a bit of work to do ahead of me tomorrow to get that dug out and get the pavers down, but it will make a great improvement. I'm just enjoying watching this big bee. I call them bomber bees because they sound like a bomber. They're huge. I'd hate to be stung by one, but it was deep in this flower and really enjoying himself. There were a couple of other bees buzzing around on these flowers, just enjoying life to the full. So there we go. There's a look at the Khum Tiang garden market in Chiang Mai in northern Thailand. As I said, it's one of my wife's favourite places in Chiang Mai. It's also one of my favourite places to visit in Chiang Mai. I hope you've enjoyed this video, that you've learned something new about where to go to buy plants if you're in Chiang Mai, or if you're just visiting and wanting to come for a look at a very different, very local market, then the Khum Tiang market is the place for any avid gardener to visit and enjoy. Thanks very much for watching.